Hey, good evening. My name is Jarrin Jackson. I am the America First Patriot candidate for Oklahoma State Senate District Number 2, Republican runoff, August 23rd. Good evening, Saturday evening to you. I'm going to be talking about Oklahoma should be the leader of energy independence. Want to quickly and succinctly summarize this. I think that I'm live. I think I am. If not, then it'll keep going. You can call this number right here, in-district citizens, 918-845-9555. That's this right here. You can also help donate, support the campaign at jacksonoklahoma.com/donate, jacksonoklahoma.com/donate. By way of reminder, we have a meet and greet on August 11. 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock at King Road Baptist Church. That is south of Claremore, free and open to the public. Come meet me and ask questions or just say, hey, thumbs up. I want to talk about Oklahoma being a leader in this campaign. What's going on right now at the national level is that the Democrat Party is committed to its Build Back Better globalist destruction of our economy. Part of that looks like this. This article is talking about how Joe Manchin is under fire because he is supporting the Inflation Act, the Budget Act that Biden and everybody else that Chuck Schumer is pushing through. This is going to destroy everything. It is Build Back Better. It is a government, I believe it's a government takeover of the economy, but it's done under the auspice of inflation relief, which is Washington code for we're just going to spend more money. The answer to inflation is not spending more money, it's cutting spending. Of course, the solution is going back to the originalist perspective of the Constitution. We'll get to that in a second. Kristen Sinema, the other Arizona U.S. Senator, is also up for this. She is going to want tax loopholes in order to vote for the Build Back Better. This is showing the corruption going on in D.C. This is nothing different. I'm not teaching you or showing you anything you don't already know. In short, I'm an originalist to the Constitution. If the Constitution does not give the federal government the ability to have power or authority for legislating something, I don't believe that they have the ability, the power to regulate, to legislate on it. The Constitution does not give the federal government, in my view, and I've read it a few times, the federal government the power to regulate our economy from an energy consumption perspective. Gas, oil, drilling. The feds don't have a perspective here, especially one under the auspice of climate change or saving the planet. I've talked about my perspective from that before, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10 in the Bible, or Revelation 21, verse 1. God's going to destroy the planet, not man. We don't need the federal government to try to save something that the Bible says God has a plan for, and that plan is very specific. With that, as your state senator from the 2nd District of Oklahoma, what I want to do is a robust understanding of an all-of-the-above energy approach. Oklahoma is blessed with large oil reserves. We are blessed with an infrastructure and an industry and economy that is oil-based. Moreover, the Constitution does not give the federal government the ability to regulate it. It doesn't have the federal government doesn't have the ability to try to save the environment. That doesn't mean we don't conserve what God has given us. It means that the federal government cannot tell us what to do with what's underneath our feet. I want to drill, baby, drill. Where we can make sense of energy independence, we should push it. I want to build out our energy infrastructure. I want people to understand that we can drill here. I want to nullify the caps on production. I want to not allow the federal government to stop the new leasing of oil patches. I also don't like the EPA telling us what we can and can't do. Carbon emissions, CO2 emissions. Not only is there negligible impact of this, of these greenhouse gases on the environment, but whenever you have polluters like China doing it to 1,000,000 times more than we are, why are we unilaterally disarming our own economy at our expense whenever our competitors like China are eating our lunch as a result of it? Moreover, I think that we need to understand that not only does the federal government not have the power to regulate our energy economy, but we need to make sure that we nullify what's already there. Push forward and say, you guys can't tell us what to do. I don't understand why this isn't why we don't already have this approach. Joe Biden tweeted out today that he's celebrating the fact that he's had 7 consistent days of the national gas price going down. Do you see the crumbs, the table scraps, the veneer, the gaslighting distraction of, oh, look how good the economy's getting? They're gaslighting us by saying, oh, the gas price or the fuel price is going down. Under President Trump, it was $1.87 a gallon as the national average. Right now, the national average is well into $4. We're celebrating table scraps as though we should be thanking Joe Biden and the Democrats. These rhino Republicans that are allowing the corruption to continue, we should be saying thank you to them? I think that's garbage. I don't think that we need to be doing that. We need to nullify the federal government, nullify the input of the federal government on our energy sector. Drill, baby, drill, and push it. A couple different ideas that I have is we need to have refineries here in Oklahoma. They don't all need to be in Texas. Why don't we put them here? We have our own Port of Catoosa. Build out our district's infrastructure. We don't need to be taking tax dollars to put into left coast companies. Let's make the investment in infrastructure that it's actually going to be able to pay for itself, create jobs here for people who are already here. We don't need to bring illegals into the country to try to compete for Americans for jobs. Let's just drill what we have underneath the ground. Let's build some refineries. Let's make it here. Put it on the barges, ship it out of the Port of Catoosa. Got plenty of pipelines. We have all the infrastructure we need to do right here. You need someone who understands the need for a robust energy independence and a robust energy economy. I am always going to be for all of the above. Right now, we need to drill, baby, drill. It's Saturday evening. Wanted to do a quicker part. I don't know. I think I'm going slow on the internet. But you could call this number, 918-845-9555, and get a hold of me right now. I want to say something, too, until I get somebody who's going to call. I want to look at these mailers. Anytime that you get a mailer, just be very careful and ask yourself who is paying for and authorizing the mailer. Paid for and authorized by Jarrin Jackson 2022. This is from my campaign. There's going to be a lot of outside money that's dark money that comes through corruption into this campaign. So just be very clear who is paying for the mailers, who is paying for the mailers that you see. Whenever it says not paid for or authorized by any candidate or candidate committee, that's being brought to you by corrupt politicians. That's being brought to you by corporations that are expecting payoffs and pliant and obedient politicians. Just whenever you start to see that, start to interpret, I am being manipulated by corrupt people right now. If you have stuff like this come to you from authorized and paid for by Jarrin Jackson 2022, that's me. That's me. I mean, that's my cute family. That's my Tootie. That's my Grace. Right? Okay, so with that, 918-845-9555. Again, we have a meet and greet this August 11.